Democracy, a system designed to represent and empower the people, is facing an unprecedented crisis. Around the world, we see a disturbing trend that threatens the very essence of democratic governance. The rise of separatist movements, surging nationalism, and the creeping tendrils of autocracy are becoming alarmingly common. These forces, often intertwined, exploit fear and division, seeking to undermine the very foundations of democratic societies. Authoritarian leaders capitalize on economic instability, social unrest, and political disillusionment to tighten their grip on power. Propaganda and misinformation campaigns are used to manipulate public opinion, creating an environment where fear and mistrust flourish. The erosion of trust in institutions and the decay of democratic norms are symptoms of a deeper malaise. We must recognize this threat and understand its manifestations if we hope to counter it effectively. Education and awareness are crucial in this fight. The erosion of democratic norms is not confined to distant lands or struggling nations. It is a cancer that has reached even the most established democracies. From the heart of Europe to the Americas, the warning signs are flashing red. Hungary's descent into illiberalism, Turkey's crackdown on dissent, and the rise of right-wing populism in Brazil are stark reminders of democracy's fragility. In Europe, countries like Poland and Hungary are experiencing significant democratic backsliding, with governments undermining judicial independence and press freedom. In the Americas, Brazil's political landscape is increasingly dominated by right-wing populism, while in Turkey, dissent is met with harsh crackdowns. These examples serve as a stark reminder that democracy is not guaranteed. It must be actively defended and nurtured. Hungary, once a beacon of hope and progress after the fall of the Iron Curtain, now serves as a cautionary tale of democratic backsliding and erosion of freedoms. Under the leadership of Prime Minister Viktor Orbán, the country has witnessed a systematic dismantling of democratic institutions and norms over the years. Orbán's Fidesz party has consolidated power, eroding the independence of the judiciary, curtailing press freedom, and undermining the system of checks and balances essential to a functioning democracy. The alarming trends in Hungary are unfortunately not isolated incidents. Viktor Orbán's government has systematically dismantled democratic institutions, eroding the rule of law and stifling opposition voices. Across the globe, we see other nations succumbing to the allure of authoritarianism. This troubling shift is not confined to one region or culture. It is a global phenomenon. Turkey, under the increasingly autocratic rule of President Recep Tayyip Erdoğan, has witnessed a dramatic crackdown on dissent. The government has become more repressive, silencing critics and consolidating power. Following a failed coup attempt in 2016, Erdogan's government launched a sweeping purge of perceived enemies, targeting journalists, academics, activists, and political opponents. The scale of this purge was unprecedented, affecting tens of thousands of individuals. Thousands have been imprisoned on dubious charges, and media outlets critical of the government have been shuttered. The media landscape in Turkey has been drastically altered, with independent journalism under severe threat. Turkey, once considered a model of a Muslim-majority democracy, has descended into an atmosphere of fear and intimidation, where freedom of expression is severely curtailed. Citizens live in constant fear of reprisal for speaking out against the government, and the democratic fabric of the nation is unraveling. Even nations long considered bastions of democratic values are not immune to the waves of change and unrest sweeping across the globe. The United Kingdom's tumultuous exit from the European Union and the alarming rise of extremism in the United States underscore the global nature of this challenge. These events highlight the fragility of democratic institutions and the urgent need for vigilance. We can no longer afford to be complacent. The signs are clear, and the consequences of inaction are dire. The time for action is now. We must come together to address these issues head-on, with determination and resolve. This is not a fight for others to wage. It is a collective responsibility that we all share. It is a struggle that demands the attention and participation of every global citizen. Only through unity and collaboration can we hope to safeguard our democratic values and build a more resilient future. This is not a fight for others to wage. It is a struggle that demands the attention and participation of every global citizen. We must remain vigilant, educate ourselves, and actively resist the forces seeking to dismantle the hard-won freedoms we often take for granted. The future of democracy depends on it. Of democracy.